Hello students, in this class we will discuss about the construction of transformer. Last class we discussed about the transformer, what is transformer and working principle of transformer and regarding transformation ratio. In this class we will discuss about the construction. Generally every transformer has mainly two parts. It consisting of the two parts. First part is the windings and second part is the core. So generally what is transformer? Transformer is a static device which transfer power from one circuit to another circuit without changing the power and frequency. Just voltage and current magnitudes will be vary. In this, so we have two types of construction, one is winding, another one is the core. So we will look at here. So in the winding, these are the windings. Look at here. These are the windings. What is the application of windings? The application of windings are simply it is used for flow the current. Flow the current. Look at here. Look at here. So when from the supply the current will flow in I1, so it flow like this and it will be hence here. And the current collected from the secondary winding is, look at here, this is the winding. It collects the current and it will supply to the load. This is used for flow the current. Wherever the winding is there is only current flow is possible. Current flow is possible and windings are made with copper. Simply you know that copper is a wire, it is a conductor, it is useful to flow the current. So these are made with the construction. This is with the red wire. So this is also Y for supply, this is wire for the correcting the power for the load. And second one is core. The construction of the core is core, look at here, this complete term, this area, this is complete area is nothing but the core. Look at here, this a rectangular shape is used as the core. The application of the core is useful for flow the flux. Used for flow the flux. Flow of flux. So whenever supply is given to the primary winding, automatically EMF is induced. The EMF induced, after that some flux will be produced. The produced flux will be flow through this core. So this is the flux represents with phi, and again here whenever the flux is flowing through the winding, automatically here the EMF is induced. This is induced EMF2, and again that flux will be again entering into the primary winding. This is E2, and whenever the EMF is induced, there is a load, the current will be flow, that is the I2. So in order to flow the flux, it is useful, and this core made with steel. Steel is useful for flow the flux. And generally we are using two types. One is silicon steel core is used, and another one is CRGO steel. But CRGO steel is highly applicable. What is CRGO steel? Is latest technology and it has more advantages compared with the silicon steel. CRGO means, the full form of the CRGO is like this, that is cold rolled grain oriented steel. grain oriented steel. This is the full form of the CRGO steel. Understand? So in any transformer, two things are important. The first thing is current flow and the second thing is the flux flow. From the supply, the current is, the power will be flow as electrical power. Whenever it entering into the winding, the electrical power is converted into the magnetic field. So the magnetic field is traveled from primary to secondary in the form of flux, and this flux again entering into the secondary winding. The secondary winding again the flux can be converted into the electrical power. That electrical power is supplied to the load. That electrical power supplied to the load. But the magnitude of this voltage and current will be varied with respect to the V2 and I2 by constructing the number of turns. If the number of turns are increases, the more voltage will be primary side. If the number of voltages decreases, if N1 is more than N2, then it acts as a step down, and if it is more than this, it becomes a step up. We will discuss that here in the next topic. So here in the construction of the transformer, two parts are important. First winding, second one core. Winding is made with the copper and it is used for flow the current. Core is made with the silicon steel or CRGO steel. It is used for the flow the flux. And according to the rating, generally transformer is two types. One is step up transformer, and second one is step down transformer. Here step up transformer means simply, generally any transformer. So we will discuss about first step up transformer. Step up transformer having number of turns of the primary is more than the number of turns of the secondary. So automatically induced EMF of the primary is more than the induced EMF of the secondary. It is known as a step up transformer. Generally the construction of the step up transformer like this. Look at here. This is assume it is a primary winding. It consists of some number of turns, and the secondary winding, this is the mutual induction, and this is the secondary winding. Look at primary number of turns are more than the secondary number of turns. Then it is called as a step up transformer. Not step up, this is actually step down transformer. Don't confuse here, simply step down transformer. Why step down transformer? Why it is step down transformer? Number of turns is more, induced EMF is E1 is high, and number of turns is less, so induced EMF in secondary is low. So that's why E1 is greater than E2. Step down, the voltage will be down. This is the step down transformer. And next is step up transformer. Step up transformer. Here reverse. Step up transforming means primary turns are less and mutual induction. Secondary turns are more. Primary turns are less, E1, and this is the E2. Here primary turns are less compared with the secondary turns. Then automatically induced EMF value is less compared with the E2. Then step up transformer. Here we are applying less voltage, we will get the more voltage in secondary side. Here we are applying high voltage at the primary side and we will get the less voltage at the secondary side. The rating here for step down transformer rating example is like this. Maybe step down transformer rating is like this. Rating examples like this. This is 100 by 50 or 200 by 150, like that. look at here, this is E1 and this is E2. E1 value is higher than E2 value. Same, E1 value is higher than E2 value. Understand? This is a step down transformer. And in case of step up transformer, example, rating examples, simply, so we can take 50 by 100. Primary is 50 voltage, secondary is 100. And 75 by 200. Primary is less voltage, secondary is high voltage, less and high. This is primary, this is secondary. This is 50, this is 100. This is the difference between the step up transformer and step down transformer. By observing the number of turns or by observing the EMF generated on voltages, we will decide that given transformer is step up transformer or step down transformer. Okay, step up transformer and step down transformer. Okay, so these are the two different types of the transformer. Hello students, in this class we will discuss about the EMF equations of transformer, EMF equations. So in case of EMF equations, in our previous discussion we always discussing about this E1 and E2. What is this E1? E1 primary induced EMF and E2 is secondary induced EMF. This E1 and E2 will be discussed here. We have some equations regarding the E1 and E2. The primary induced EMF equation E1 equal to 4.44 into flux into frequency into N1. Here E1 is induced EMF primary winding and 4.44 is constant flux. Flux flowing in the core, generally the units are Webers. This Webers is nothing but the units. Flux in Webers means this is the units. This is the units. And N1 is, F is the frequency of the supply and N1 number of turns on primary. Number of turns on primary. This N1 number of turns will decides the magnitude of the induced EMF. Induced EMF. So that's why number of turns are very important compared with the remaining term, because 4.44 is constant, flux is constant, frequency is constant, but N1 will decides the E1. N1 equal number of turns on primary. Same as secondary induced EMF E2 equal 4.44 into flux into frequency into N2. Here E2 is induced EMF of 2. That E2 is, look at here, the induced EMF of 2, secondary winding. And that equation is same, 4.44 into flux into frequency into number of turns. And 4.44 again constant, flux is constant, F is constant, N2 is number of turns and secondary. These number of turns and secondary will decide the magnitude of the E2. So these are the equations. E1 depends on N1 and E2 depends on N2. Okay, these are the equations of primary and secondary winding equations. The next topic is ideal transformer. Next topic is the ideal transformer. First, you know that what is transformer? Transformer is a static device which is useful for supply the power from primary side to secondary side. Primary side to secondary side. So the construction of the transformer is like this. It has the core. This is the core useful for the supply the flux, and this is the primary winding and this is the secondary winding. This is the secondary winding. Primary winding turns are more compared with the secondary winding. And we have a supply, single phase AC supply, and the frequency. It has number of turns of N1. It is secondary winding has number of turns of N2. It is connected to some load. That load, this is the load. The load takes voltage at an angle of V2 and it will take the current I2. Clear? And whenever supply is given, automatically induced EMF is E1, and after that induced EMF is E2. So by weighing the flux, so V2 and I2. So this is the single phase transformer. So if we are looking the ideal transformer means it does not consisting of the losses, it is ideal. So ideal transformer characteristics are, first characteristics is, so we have windings, these are the windings, this is the windings. So winding resistance of windings is 0. The first characteristic of ideal transformer is resistance of winding equal to 0. Generally every winding and every wire have some resistance, but here ideal transformer we are assuming the resistance of the winding is 0. And whenever a core is useful for flow the flux, but reluctance of the core is also 0. Reluctance means which opposes the flux. Reluctance of the core is also 0. But generally every core have some reluctance, it will oppose the flux. Here also every winding has a resistance, it will oppose the current, right? So whenever these two are 0, automatically the losses of transformer are 0. Transformer is 0. But practically every machine in universe, every machine has some losses, but we are assuming losses of the transformer is 0. And to supply the current we require a magnetization current. Magnetization current is linear. Generally magnetization current is non-linear because it depends on the core of the material, but we are assuming linear. And permeability, another character is permeability. Permeability of core is infinite. Permeability means it is the capability of the core to allowing the flux lines. If the permeability is more, flux is also more. Permeability is less, low value, the allowing the flux lines also less. Not flux, allowing flux lines also less. This is the importance of the permeability. Generally, is it possible these things? Actually it is not possible, but we are assuming, we are studying if these characteristics are available for the transformer. So these are the characteristics of the ideal transformer. And we will draw a phasor diagram of the transformer regarding the no load condition. Now we will draw the phasor diagram. So here we will draw a phasor diagram, then you will clearly understand what happened here. So here only we will draw the phasor diagram of ideal transformer. It doesn't have any resistance and reactances, right? So in order to write the phasor diagram, what is the reference value? Just we take is the reference value. What is the constant value? By observing all these things, what is the constant value? So if you observe clearly, the power and frequency is the constant term. Actually, right? Just write down that. The power and flux is always constant. So take it as the flux as the reference value. So this is the flux, clear? And so one of the important thing is, whenever the supply is flowing from here, it will require a magnetizing current. Some magnetizing current. magnetizing current will be produce the flux only. Magnetizing means flux, it will produce the flux only. So always it follows the flux vector, always it follows the flux vector. And the supply voltage is nothing but V is the supply voltage, and this is the supply voltage it will produce. Assume that it is no load, actually there is no load, it is on the no load condition. Assume that V will produce and there is no resistance and impedance, that's why V value is nothing but produced E1. But opposite same value it will produce the E1, opposite direction, that's why we can take it as a minus E1. V is nothing but the minus E1, and minus E1 means 180 degrees phase change, that's why we get the plus E1. And if there is no load means the transformer is like this. So we will construct a small transformer. In this no load construction is like this. So we are giving supply. So this is the V, and the magnetizing currents will decides here, and this open means I2 is 0 as well as E2, there is no V2 actually, so that's why E1 E2 will be less. Why E2 will be less? E1 E2 both are in same phasor, both are in 180 degrees phase shift by Lenz's law. So minus E1 is due to the minus E1, the reason for Lenz's law. Okay, so E1 E2 value is less compared with E1. Assume it's step down transformer, the reason is it is step down transformer. So in the step down transformer is less, induced EMF E1 is more than the E2. Understand? So this is the phasor diagram of ideal transformer on no load condition. On the no load condition, right? So this is about a small phasor diagram of the ideal transformer. So in this class, what is ideal transformer? The transformer, it consisting of the ideal characteristics, that is resistance of the winding is 0, reluctance of the core is 0, loss of the transformer is 0, magnetizing current is linear, permeability of the core is infinite. These are the characteristics of the ideal transformer, and it has the phasor diagram of ideal transformer at no load condition. This is the phasor diagram. Flux is constant, in phase I mu is the in phase with 5, and V is the supply voltage, and E1 is the production of induced EMF opposite side, E2 is the less magnitude. So this is about the ideal transformer phasor diagram, and this is the 90 degrees. This is the 90 degrees. The phase shift between the, look at here, the phase shift between the applied voltage and EMF, look at here, applied voltage is V, EMF induced is E1. So we can write a statement, the statement note is, keep it as a note, it is useful for you. That note is, the phase shift between applied voltage and induced EMF is 180 degrees. So it is called as phase shifting device. Phase shifting means phase is changing. It is called as phase shifting device. Okay, this is also one of the important point. The reason is the applied voltage V equal to minus E. minus represents phase shifting. What is that meaning? That meaning is simply look at here. For example, this is the V. If is the V, in order to get the E's construction is like this. The E is like this. Phase shifting 180 degrees means reverse. 180 degrees means reverse. The construction is reverse. Okay. This is about the ideal transformer and phasor diagram of the ideal transformer, and what is the reason for calling it as the phase shifting device. So this is about this is about the ideal transformer. Okay, thank you.